Hi, this is Lee Gray, and with me as always is Ethan Solomon. We are Trade Unafraid, and this is Trade Unafraid Trades. So, Ethan, today is June 16th, 2022, and Ethan, you wanted to talk a little bit about your approach and today's trade.
Yeah, so as always, just the setups are pretty much the same. We're talking about finding where key areas, key levels on the charts, right? And taking inside bar trades off of that and then using the strat, part of my framework for finding the entries, setting up the targets and the stops, and that kind of stuff.
And we wanted to take a look at today's chart because the 368 level proved to be very important.
Right. So this was the basis of my trade. This is the trade I had taken. Right at the end, the double inside bar reversal back, off that resistance point.
Yeah. So we should point out this was a very late in the day trade, and the morning gave no real opportunities.
Yeah, I filtered out a lot of trades, which is you can make a whole show out of that. But yeah, that was the only trade I had taken, and I waited basically the whole day for it to occur. There was a couple of factors, that stuck out to me about this trade. So, first, as you were mentioning, is that the 368 level, it started as the day's lows.
Right.
And then see that, throughout the day we kept trying to test that period.
Yeah.
And that teaches you obviously that there's some activity going on there. You can expect people to be active at that level. And then the reason that I like the trade, the biggest reason obviously is you look at the narratives on the 15er, this, inside breakdown could cause a 2-2 reversal. The biggest thing that I liked was that on the outside bar, we poked, we had a one bar, then we poked a little bit two up, right? And, on this kind of day in which you see so much chop, there's a solid chance that if that starts going back, it's going to go back through the range.
Right.
Right. So, and then lastly, the last attribute about this trade that made it favorable, and, I wouldn't have taken it without this, is like, it was already, a very choppy day. I even took like a smaller size on the trade just because of how difficult it was. I really wanted to see like an immediate result, and I needed to be like 100% sure. And, just based on the data, the trades I've been taking, entering a trade that has a tail has tended to be more positive for me.
And so that's this tail here.
Right, exactly. On that second one bar, there's a bit of a tail, which
Right.
tells me that, we try to take it back up. Buyers were shot down immediately, and they're going to be selling on the break of that one bar.
Right.
So all of those factors together, I really needed a perfect trade with how tight the range was the whole day, and that led to me liking this trade.
All right, and it was interesting watching the trade. I think you went from a quantity of 3 to a quantity of 2, and I was just wondering, what was going through your head there?
Mostly just me developing and growing as a trader, learning to trust, myself more and trust the setup that I'm liking more, because like the whole day was so bad, for trading, and you never just want to. I guess it's just like lack of confidence overall in the day, and I should not have had that in the end. But I wrote it down, took my journal on it, and I'll remember next time.
Well, discretion is the better part of valor. So
yeah,
it's like, if it's only 2, it's only 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's watch the entry here. Oh, it started over. So the blue line is at the low of the prior bar, and so you're going to enter automatically if that gets broken.
Right, and the exits are the same as always. You'll see it when it shows up. Beauty of Trade Unafraid, keeping those tactics the same, the metrics on the tactics the same. And what's going to end up happening is I'm going to place my stop at the top of the last bar, 2 against, use a losing trade.
Right.
And then in addition, you'll see the software pick out well-spaced pivots for me. Yeah.
Okay, so there was the little change from 3 to 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're in and you've got targets and a stop already placed automatically.
Exactly.
Okay, and we don't have to watch every second of price action, so we should jump to right there. Your target, I believe, is about to be hit.
Yeah. And, once my target gets hit, the software will adjust the stop, put it at break even, right? You take your pivot, your range is expanding, don't turn into a losing trade.
Right. And then you place a manual stop even lower.
Yeah, just to like lock in the profit, with options trading on a really quiet day.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually wanted to just make note of I just thought the price action was a little interesting here, where this level also seems to have some significance, that the three candles basically stopped right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the beauty of understanding pivots, is that there are buyers there, and that's where their stops are. So you can expect there to be action there, right? So and that's why you'll always see, like, and that's where I'm going to end up getting stopped at the end of this video, is if you don't, especially, like, it obviously depends on how you're trading, the type of system that you're trading, but if you're expecting a pivot to be taken and range doesn't expand, that tells you about those buyers that had that stop, had that bought originally at that pivot. They're still buying there.
Yeah.
Right. So if you don't get follow through, you know what's going to happen.
Right.
And, if you're trading on a longer time frame, obviously, you might want to interact with this differently. But especially when you're on the Fiverr, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And then they do eventually lose it, and it starts coming down towards that target.
Right. And it went 2 down on the Fiverr, hit the 367 level. This is, you have now 2 reasons to believe that buyers might step up.
Yeah.
If they step up, it's going to go through the range. It should go through the range of the previous candle. So I just moved my stop to the, right above that previous pivot where I taken profits. And yeah.
Right. So let's just be explicit about the 2 reasons. The 2 reasons are this pivot and the round number at 367.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And here's the stop. Okay, so that now actually it's kind of interesting to see how price played out. You were very fortunate to be out at that point because it went hard the other direction.
Yeah, that was the moment that the day woke up. After that point, there was a ton of volatility in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly showing. Well, yesterday's trade that hurt me doing that stop, and just a great example of why it's great to take notes, because so many traders are always talking about, man, if I had only, moved my stop here, or I didn't do this with my stop. So, yesterday I have it written down that on average, moving my stop lost me 35 cents on SPY. Overall, today, it saved me 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So just very, very important to be tracking that and to know that.
Right. And speaking of that, you are now at, I don't mean to jinx you, but you're now at 11 days in a row green.
Thank you. Hopefully it continues.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, happy trading tomorrow.
Thank you. Hopefully.
All right. Thanks a lot.